This is the tiniest of the tiny planets with a linear alignment. As you can see, these uh, balls at either end are the couples that we spoke about, and they are actually the electrons that are, you know, engaged in bonds with other atoms. In this case, see, there are no infected couples per se, but now, and every side has, a 180-degree angle. That's why we say that its alignment is linear. Moving on, we did not mention these planets in the story, but they exist. So on this planet, we have 6 couples, and no one is infected yet. And because they are maintaining social distancing, the distance between them, I mean, the angles between them is 90 degrees along the x-axis and the z-axis. But if you look at the y-axis, that is the vertical axis, you can see that, there's a 180-degree angle between them. And that is also there for a reason. Uh-huh. Because that ensures maximum distance in that uh, region. Here is a representation of another shape. Oh, I forgot to mention the bond. Yeah. So because just let me see if I can do this. Yeah. So because this forms it forms many triangles that join together. The 3D shape that it forms is called uh, an octahedral. Yeah, an octagon, basically a 3D octagon, and that's why it gets its name octahedral. And how do I move back to this now? Yeah, yeah. So this is the planet with one person infected. As you can see, they're down here. So everyone usually in real life they would move a little away. So you would have an angle of about 89.7 degrees. But in this case, I've represented it as 90 degrees because that's how the models show it. And the shape that it forms is a square pyramid. So it's called a square pyramid because the base is a square and it's a pyramid. And then we have this one where there are 2 infected couples on either side of our planet. And due to this, the other couples have moved away, still maintaining distance between one another, but they're moved away only to the sides, which forms a square plane. And you can also have a top-down view here if you want, sort of top-down view. And yeah, that's it with my presentation.
How did you create this?
Unreal Engine, so it's like a game engine that you can download.
Pretty cool.
Nice. Good presentation, Joshua. Let's move on to Aradhya.
Yes, coming right up. Uh, Here, here you can see that there are 3 couples, 1, 2, 3 over here, and we see that the shape that it makes is sort of like a triangle, so it's called a trigonal planar shape. And you forget about this. I'll come to that in a second. The angle it makes is the second most effective in terms of social distancing after linear. So a linear makes a 180. So that's the most far away. But here in trigonal planar, it makes a 120 between each other. So effective, not as effective as linear, but they don't contract any. They are safe where they are. And this is the triangular shape that they make. Now the next one, here somehow one of these couples was a little irresponsible. Maybe they ventured out too much during the lockdown, and then this happened. Here The red you see is the infection. So this couple right here is infected now. So because of that, their entire shape changes. Now they're bent now, and the angle slightly decreases. It's approximately 117. Still can be counted as 120, but yeah, these are affected now. So these two are very far away from this one. You can see this is a huge angle that it makes. So these two couples are very far from the infected one. And the shape you can see in inverted V, it's bent. So it's a bent slash a V shape. Thank you.
Thank you, Aradhya. That was a good presentation too. Let's move on to Kanishk.
Yeah, sure, sir. So coming to my presentation, I'm going to be demonstrating the electron domain 4. So just to clarify earlier, we'll go into the technical bit for a bit here. So what are electron domains? An electron domain refers to the number of lone pairs or bond locations around a particular atom in a molecule. So for example, in this molecule which you see on your right, they still had the bond angle of 109.5. So if we move here, if we see the models which I had made physically, we have the first model which has all 4 electron bonds with 0 lone pairs. Then over here we have 3 electron bonds, which is 1, 2, and 3 with 1 lone pair, which is the broken sticks. And we have the last one, which is 2 electron bonds and 2 lone pairs. So now I'm actually just going to switch on my video and show you all the 3D models in like. So firstly I made the bond which was 4 electron bonds with 0 lone pairs, which showed each individual on the planet was at a safe distance from each other and maintained a total distance of 109.5 degrees. And then if we come further, we also have the second one where one of the couples were infected. This is the infected couple now, and there were only 3 couples who weren't infected anymore. But they still maintained a degree of 109.5 from each other. And coming lastly to the bent V shape, uh, we also see now there are 2 couples that are infected, which is 1 and 2. And then lastly, we have the 2 couples that remain, which also somehow maintain a distance of 109.5 degrees from each other to not catch the virus. So these are the 3 electron models I had made, and the one second. And the products I used to make them were M-seal, firstly to make each individual, the electron bond and the central metal atom, which is the planet, and then obviously toothpicks to hold them together, and a little bit of glue here and there when they were required to. Thank you.
Good attempt to make the models, Kanishk. Let's get into the final presentation by Trishit.
Yeah, ma'am, just 1 minute.
Yeah.